Hello and welcome to Near Dark Podcast, episode 92. I am today's host, Zombie, and joined with me my other co-hosts, Blue
Yo.
and Joseph.
Hello.
And today we are gonna talk about 2011's Cabin in the Woods, or The Cabin in the Woods. But
Yeah,
before we do,
It's known by both titles, I guess.
yeah, it is. But before we jump into that excitement, how's everyone feeling today?
Indifferent.
Indifferent.
Yes, indifferent.
Well,
Scotty
he's better
acted
than
like
tired.
a fucking psycho today on the walk, so I'm in a kind of piss poor mood.
Ah,
Yeah.
understandable.
Mhm.
And that is her dog, for those that don't know.
Oh yeah, for new listeners, I have a German Shepherd that acts like a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
Joseph, how are you
Um,
feeling?
Besides the fact that my ass is hurting,
What you been doing?
So I guess Dagra's busy
I
now.
no, I really need a new computer share because this one makes my ass literally bleed.
Sure,
but
it's the
beside-
chair.
Yeah. Jesus. Besides that, I'm pretty fucking tired because I haven't slept well all weekend. So, how are
Nice.
you doing, Blue? No. Jesus Christ, zombie. I mean, sorry.
You really are tired.
Yeah, I am. How are you doing, zombie?
Well, I am a mix between like good and not good because I just came from a week-long cold with a sore throat all fucking week and the raspy voice and whatnot.
Mm.
So that was like, the not best, simply put.
Yeah.
And I've just had like now 1 to 2 days being not sick.
Becoming human again.
Yeah.
Means we can go for fraps soon. Whoop whoop ho.
Yeah.
Yep.
Other than everyone being a somewhat mood of varying between okay and bad, have anyone seen anything recently? I have not, surprisingly enough, despite being
Big
sick all
shocker.
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've just been binge playing Elder Scrolls Online. I've seen you. I keep an eye on you. Imagine me like pointing my fingers through my eyes to the monitor.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't been on ESO all week.
Yeah, no, you've been in bed all week. Like you have not you have barely been up to piss. Yeah, I watched Lucifer, all 6 seasons. Finally finished it. I I don't recommend that for anyone after season 2 because it's just a fucking downfall. They really they took a good show and they pissed on it. The only thing that weighs up for it is Tom Ellis, who plays Lucifer. Like, he is fucking hot. He carries the show. And I had some massive fucking period cramps this week. Like, I wanted to die. So, since Gray wanted to watch Kung Fu Panda, we watched Kung Fu Panda, and that was a good time.
Did you watch all 3 of them?
No, we just watched the first one because I was so tired that I basically passed out after. But we're planning on watching the second and third one too, but I believe they're about to release a fourth one.
I don't know, maybe.
I
I
think
don't
there's
know
been
either.
talks about it.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
No, because like the first three did really well, and they even released two TV shows actually. I looked it up. I believe they released one shortly after the first movie, and then one shortly after the third movie. But I don't know how well they did, considering like TV shows doesn't always match up to the movies. Like they did on How to Train Your Dragon after
Yeah.
the second movie, I think it was. They released a TV show, or if it was a Netflix show. It did not hold up to the movies. I still enjoyed watching it because I mean I was bored as fuck and I was on a train. But it was still like, yeah, I can definitely sit down and watch this when I'm bored. Um, but then again, also, there's kids' movies and kids' TV shows. They're not meant for someone in their 20s.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all I've watched because I started binging YouTube again. I'm binge watching Felix reviews movies.
Felix recenserar.
Yeah, Swedish guy reviewing Swedish movies. That sucks donkey dick.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
best episode they've done is the Camp Slaughter one.
Oh god, no.
I mean, the movie
Uh.
sucks, but the review is funny as shit.
Yeah, no, like it's in the same vein as what's his face? Angry Video Game Nerd.
I would compare him more to Decker Shadow.
He says himself that the inspiration came from. Angry
Oh
Video
yeah. He has. But I mean, there isn't really this spectacle of the Angry Video Game Nerd. But yeah, he has said that in the past.
Yeah, I've watched
Yeah.
everything from his original videos, like way back when, like almost 10 years ago, up to recent. And it's because I've been so fucking bored. I don't know.
Yeah. And all week I've just been listening to like podcasts and books.
What things have you been listening to?
I listened to the Bone Witch series books, which is I found on Audible,
Alright.
and I can't remember on the top of my head who wrote them, but it's Rin someone,
Alright.
and I think they're good. They're solid like pieces to listen to, and I have also been listening to the podcast Dungeons and Daddies.
Nice.
Okay. That
Which
sounds
is
kinky.
which is, as they have mentioned, like on the cover, not the BDSM thing. It is about a bunch of people role-playing dads that have been put in the D&D world from our world.
I love them. I love them
So
already.
it's not actual dads, it's people that are not dads role-playing dads,
Oh, okay.
which is very interesting to watch, or listen to rather.
Well, if you're into D&D, that's probably something to listen to.
Yeah.
I guess.
They kill a dude with a minivan like the first episode.
What?
Alright.
Yeah, because that also went with them to this fantasy realm.
I mean that actually sounds fucking poggers.
Yeah, and their sons have been all kidnapped and sold.
Can you DM me the name of the show? I think I know someone who would love to listen to that.
Sure. I'll do that after this episode.
Sure.
But yeah, it may not be horror movies, but hey, it's still good.
Well, it's something.
Yeah.
Um, I've been watching a couple of things. I can't remember which episode Blue mentioned it, but she was talking about the One Missed Call remake on one of her recently seen on an episode not too long ago.
Yeah, I think it was 1 or 2 episodes ago.
Mm. And I'd said something in the lines of, I haven't seen it for 10 plus years, blah blah blah, I need to rewatch it, blah blah blah. So I sat down and rewatched the original trilogy and the remake. And have you guys seen the original trilogy?
Yeah, I've seen both.
I have not.
Okay. What do you think about the original trilogy, Blue?
I liked the original trilogy, blah, 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 blah.
Trilogy.
Yeah, more than
Mm.
what came after.
The remake, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well while I was watching the remake. The remake is, I mean, it's not the worst remake ever made, but at the same time, it was very generic and been there, done that. While the original movie had a lot of development of the characters and everything that happens in the movie.
Mm.
The remake basically just cuts the bullshit and throws everything in your face. There's basically no development. For example, the live TV thing they do in the movie. There's a long development of that during the original movie. While in the remake, it's done and dusted in like 10 minutes.
No.
So, but yeah, I enjoyed the original movies more now than what I did when I was watching them for the first time way back when.
Yeah.
The original is the best one out of the bunch, hands down. But I think the ending of the original sucked. It it ends really abruptly, and I was like, okay, that was a shit ending. The second movie was a lot of people just sitting around talking. There was almost no horror in the movie. So I was like, okay, that was pointless.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't hate it, but I thought it was very lackluster compared to the first film. One must call Final, which is the third movie. I particularly like that one. It's worse than the first movie, but I really liked it because it is essentially a slasher movie with a ghost killer. Because there is a body count and people die off like scene after scene after scene. There's really not much else going on in the film. But yeah, I was fairly entertained by the third one, and like I said, the remake, it's very lackluster and generic and by the numbers American horror movie. But one thing that I really liked in the remake was the hallucinations of the deformed people. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the One Missed Call movies. After that, I sat down and rewatched a South Korean horror movie from 2002 called Phone. I hadn't seen this one since it came out, so it's almost 20 years ago. But
Wow.
the Phone is about this journalist who starts to get threatening phone calls after she has released or written a controversial article. So she decides to change her number, and shortly after she has done that, she starts to receive these weird calls. And after her sister's daughter answers her phone, she starts to act really strange. So she starts to look into this new number, and she discovers that the original owner vanished, and the next two people who owned the number died under mysterious circumstances.
Always lovely.
And yeah, well, it's very much in the same cliches and everything of the Asian horror movies from around that time. You
Like
got
Ring.
you got the woman with the long black hair and weird visions and spooky things going on. But what is different with Phone is that it's more heavy on the drama than the horror. So there's a long stretch in the movie where there is nothing scary going on whatsoever, and it's well into the film. But yeah, I mean, I really didn't like the movie when I saw it for the first time, but I think it's a decent watch now. I won't have any great hurry to rewatch it, but if you're interested in early 2000 Asian horror movies, you can do a lot worse.
Is it kind of like the horror comes second, and it's just part of a drama movie, more like?
No, it is a horror movie, but there's a lot of drama in it. It's sort of like the original Dark Water. I've never seen the remake of Dark Water, but I've seen the original, and the original is very much a drama with horror influences, or whatever you want to call it. It's the horror comes second in that movie.
Yeah.
Phone isn't like that, but it's going that way, but not entirely. If you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
but yeah, like I said, it's an alright movie if you're into Asian horror movies from the early 2000s. You can do a hell of a lot worse, I think.
Is that all you've seen?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Alright, so I was on Facebook. I'm in a few horror groups on Facebook, and I saw that someone posted, "Oh my god, 2 chocolate labs are adorable."
Stay focused, dude.
I'm probably have some mild ADHD. And someone posted about the upcoming Hellraiser remake. Now, I'm a big fan of Hellraiser, like at least the first two are great. And apparently they're casting, if I understood it right, they're casting Pinhead as a woman this time.
Yeah, that's been a controversial thing for a year, I think.
Now, I'm huge into, like, I've listened some to the books. I've listened to people talk about the books and explain a lot of things. And if we go way back to the books, Pinhead, he doesn't have a specific gender. Like, they don't slap on a label like that. Like, this is a man. The xenomorphs are just beings. They're fucking non-binary beings. I'm sorry, but everyone being mad about Pinhead being cast as a woman, I'm sorry, but go back to the books. Like, I love the movie. I will watch the remake with an open mind and see from there, like, am I enjoying the movie? then it doesn't matter if Pinhead is man, female, non-binary, or a fucking Ken doll. I'm sorry, but that shit just pisses me off. Like, everyone being mad about their switching a gender. Now, like, I can see why people were irritated about the Resident Evil remake show on Netflix, where they basically just cast women for it. Because the whole franchise is, like, Jill, what's his face?
Chris.
Yes.
Leon.
And the other guy, he's in the sixth game. No, he's in the third game. He runs like he's shit himself.
Yeah, Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos. Yeah, like that's a fair mix of female protagonists, male protagonists, and if you then just cast the show to be just women, then yes, it's a problem.
I think the Netflix show takes place a couple of years after the original story.
Yeah, I honestly.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna watch it, but
yeah, same here. I haven't watched it yet. I just saw on Facebook in one of the horror groups that they are actually ending after the first season because it boomed. It complete waste of resources. But that's kind of like where I stand on it. That Pinhead is never has a label of a gender, but people get mad because they choose to cast a woman this time.
In the matter of Pinhead, I think even if like Pinhead themselves are like doesn't have a gender, but I have read a book based on the book in a sense, and Pinhead was more female leaning, despite being like, you know, this genderless being.
Yeah.
And they chose to cast Pinhead as a male in the movies. I think it was based on the fact that you wouldn't take at the time of the filming, a female like horror
icon,
main character.
Yeah, because I believe
seriously.
So Joseph, you know this better than I do. Hellraiser came around the time of Jason, Freddy, and Michael, right?
1987. The first movie came out in 1987.
Yeah. So definitely, you have definitely a point there, Zombie, where, like, at the time being, having a female protagonist, female evil being is definitely like, it's not gonna have an impact. While the actor playing Pinhead in the original movie, he does an exquisite job. Like, love him to death.
Yeah, definitely. And I do believe that it was the author's like choice to do that.
Yeah, probably.
Knowing that in movie media, that if you want the movie to be a success, you do use a male antagonist. As the main antagonist, that is.
Yeah. So, like, makes sense on it is people are being fucking butthurt over nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't like the movie, you don't like the movie. You just need to watch it, like, one time. And if you don't want to give, like, money to the, to, like, fuel the fact that the movie is, like, oh, if I go see this at the cinema, well, I give money, and then they're gonna see, like, oh, okay, a lot of people are enjoying this, a lot of people went watching it. Fucking pirate the shit then.
Yeah.
Like if you're that in need of a fucking shit over.
Yeah, and people that are just trying to say that they're woke or just trying to be quote-unquote feminists in a way, like, they have not seen the source material for the movies at all, or they simply are choosing to be, like, naive about it.
I'm just like, cool, I'm gonna give it a chance, whatever.
Yeah.
If it's shit, it's shit. If it's just as good as the original, well, fucking poggers then, because, I mean, it's been almost 30 years.
Yeah.
Since the original
and hopefully, Hopefully isn't for like brownie
it's been
points.
it's been 35 years. It's as
Yeah.
old as
Wow.
me.
Oh, wait, you're born
You're
from
old.
87?
Yeah, I am.
I thought you were
You're
born
very
like
old.
84 or 89.
Mm,
So
no.
Alright, yeah. So, Joseph, what do you think? Like, are you looking forward to a remake or no?
Well, the remake has been under pre-production, or well, it's been in development hell for
A very long time.
like 15 years or something. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the Hellraiser movies. I like the first one. Even though the fourth one is a very troubled movie. There are the scenes with Pinhead in that movie are excellent. They got some really good quotes like, "Do I look like someone who cares what God thinks?"
Yeah.
But on the matter about gender swapping, I mean, the Cenobites are demons from hell. Who the fuck cares what gender they have?
Yeah, like, who
They're,
cares?
they're sadomasochistic demons from hell.
Yeah.
So I kind of I can see why people gets irritated about it, because Pinhead is an horror icon, even though most of the movies he's in is shit.
Sadly enough, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like Zombie said, they're pretty much genderless in the book, and they're leaning a lot more towards the female side of things. And the people who gets upset about them gender swapping has probably never even read the book.
Yeah, most likely.
So yeah, well,
yeah.
I'm gonna watch the
People are just
yeah.
finding reasons to be mad the second they turn something male to female. Like, unless it has like a major plot point of being that way, I don't really care.
Yeah. So basically what you're saying, you're gonna watch the movie, give your opinion afterwards.
Yeah, if the remake comes out before before I die, I will watch it.
Like, it's very close now. Any second.
Yeah. No, but if well, when the remake comes out, I will watch it at some point. Because I don't judge a movie or game or book or whatever until I've gone through it. So
yeah,
to
like
speak.
you have it in your hands and you're like, okay, cool, I've watched it or I've played it, and now I can state my opinion.
Yeah.
Here it looks like it's coming out 7th of October this year in the US, so it should be here in November, I think. December, maybe?
It might get a world premiere, though.
No, that's true.
Since it's a pretty big name.
Let's see here. Cool, okay, cool.
It will be very interesting to see how it does, and
I mean, it can't be worse than the later sequels of the original movie.
no. And honestly, I don't think that casting a female lead as Pinhead like will make it shit. In that case, I think there will be other like elements to make the movie shit if it is shit.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I mean, the movies very much went downhill after I like to say the third movie.
Yeah,
But
as everyone knows that if it is shit, people will blame it basically only on like Pinhead being female.
oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, there will be people who will be doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
So it's
Other than that, do you have anything else to mention, Blue?
no. I was just yeah, no, I just saw it and I felt like I want to bring it up and talk about it because otherwise I'm gonna be fuming about this for weeks. Because I'm a bit what's it called? Like I hold a grudge, a very long grudge. But yeah, no, it was just that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. On a
Great.
side note, Wesker from Resident Evil is coming to Dead by Daylight. If he hasn't come already.
Nice.
He might already be out.
Hasn't it been a rumor for quite some time that he would appear?
There was a rumor for a very long time that they were gonna bring him in. Like I believe it was even before Nemesis came into the show. Came into the game.
Stage.
Let's see here. Dead of Dread. No. Oh yeah, they have what's her face from the Asian side of movies. The Ring. Yeah, they added her before Christmas, I think. She's been out for quite some time. But yeah, no, they there was definitely rumors about it, but he is out, I think, or he is coming.
Nice.
I have seen him on the PTB, and
Is he a survivor or a...
he's a killer.
Ah.
So they added Jill, Chris.
I know Leon is in there as well.
Yeah, Leon, and then there's another female, and Ada is in, alongside with Nemesis and now Wesker. I believe Ada came in with Wesker and someone else. So yeah, that's pretty cool. However, I believe that some of the characters are just like quote-unquote skins, so that they didn't release like 4 survivors for one DLC. They released like 2 survivors but 2 skins for Chris and Jill, and so there's like you have to buy them separately, I believe, but still it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Who wants to do something?
But other than that, are we ready to move on to the trailer?
Yes.
To the thriller?
The trailer.
Did you say thriller or a trailer?
He said
Trailer.
I heard
okay.
thriller, but it's probably
Yeah,
yes,
same here.
Are we ready to move on to the trailer?
Yeah. Let's roll it.
Everybody ready? Get the show on the road!
Doesn't even show up on the GPS. It's unworthy of global positioning.
That's the whole point. Get off the grid, right?
Hello? I'm thinking this thing doesn't take credit cards.
Sign says closed.
We're looking for, what's it called?
Tillerman Road.
Not to get you there, getting back. That's your concern.
Oh, this is awesome.
Whoa. No way.
The lambs have passed to the gate. They are come to the killing floor.
Let's get this party started!
I seriously believe something weird is going on.
What is that thing?
We have to stay together. This isn't right. We should split up.
Yeah, good idea. Really?
We gotta get out of here.
Somebody sent those things here to get us.
You're missing the point. They want to see us punished.
I think I can get it to go down.
Do we want to go down?
5 friends go on a weekend break to a remote cabin in the woods. What they don't know is that this cabin is not what it seems, and everything takes a turn for the worse the more they learn about secrets about this cabin in the woods. Let's start off this conversation with Joseph. What did you think of the movie? As you have most likely seen it several times before.
I've only seen it once, actually, before.
Ah, nice.
It was about 10 years ago, I think.
Like right around when it released.
No, I think I saw it like a year after it was released.
Oh, okay.
From what I remember, I really enjoyed it. I mean, it is technically The Evil Dead, but with a twist. And
Yeah.
I honestly think that this movie is what the Evil Dead remake from 2013 should have been. But that movie should have just had the Evil Dead lore, of course.
Yeah.
And what is there to say? I really love this movie. I think it's clever. It's a clever take on the horror genre, and it's it's just a fun watch through and through.
Like it was a good idea, and for once they actually did execute it very well.
Yeah, well, I like that the characters are basically normal people. They're not, well, they get turned into stupid horror movie characters as the movie goes on.
Yeah, like they start off as just your average normal actual people.
That in itself is a neat twist to the concept. I mean,
yeah,
when you sit down and watch the movie for the first time, and there are gonna be a lot of spoilers here, so if you haven't seen the movie, go and watch it before you continue on listening. I mean, they take the old concept of people in a cabin in the woods getting stalked and killed off one by one by a supernatural force.
yeah,
And then they twist it
to it being like a must for it to happen.
Yeah, I mean the whole movie is just a setup to please the what's they
Ancient
called
gods.
The ancient ones, I think they were called. Yeah, something like that.
They refer to them as the Asians, yes. The ones who ruled the earth way back when.
And I mean, I like most of the characters, especially the two main guys in the underground complex. I mean, it feels like they've worked together for a long time, and
Yeah,
they got that asshole-ish colleague relationship going on with each other, and it's just fun. It's just fun to watch.
I mean,
And,
they do make the remark to one of them, that one guy that is kind of like, oh, I'm rooting for the Virgin to survive. He does get a comment like, oh, remember back when you just needed to sacrifice them in a volcano, and he's like, how old do you think I am? Basically, like, maybe these people are about as ancient ancient as the ancient gods.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there is a possibility, considering there's werewolves, ghost ladies, fucking...
Oh, you mean the organization? Or...
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking, wait, how old they are? What the hell? Yeah, but the organization. Yeah. I'm on board with that.
I mean, I would not put it past like being that they are like the people working in the organization actually are older than they look, but considering like the rest of the movie is like they cram in so many monsters, fucking zombies, redneck zombies,
Mermaid Man.
a massive fucking snake. The
Psychopaths.
the
Slasher
guy
villains.
the guy that kind of looks like
Clown.
Pinhead, but with the saw blades in his head,
Yeah,
holding
yeah.
around
Yeah.
it. That is definitely hands down a hint towards like or like a gesture
reference,
towards Hellraiser, like
Yeah.
There are tons of
that-
references in this movie.
yeah.
Yeah, like that is part of like the trivia that I wanted to mention, that like it is very trope heavy for a reason, obviously.
Yeah.
But it also is like filled with these Easter eggs upon Easter eggs. One of them being Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Hence with the cabin in the woods.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why the movie feels like an Evil Dead movie, even though
Yeah.
it isn't a Evil Dead movie.
Yeah. And I think also on the whiteboard of like this monster that they had like a bet on which one would it be to take the survivors out. I think it did mention this evil, weird like tree branch monster, which is also a nod towards Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess you have to actually like read what it says on the whiteboard to get everything.
And I did. And yeah, like, and also as mentioned, Hellraiser.
Yeah.
And it goes like, if you read into it, you can see like from several things like it, if you count the clown.
Yeah.
So as being, and every other thing like the twins, you see them in a box among all the other monsters, and the monster in like Japan that they managed to turn into a frog.
Yeah.
Which is like most likely based on like Ring or
Yeah.
Grudge or any of the other ones.
So, like, when I was watching this, so this is about my 4th time watching it, I think. Give me just 1 second. Sorry about that. I would have loved seeing the point of view of Japan, because that shit looked sick.
Yeah.
And so we get to see all these like monsters in boxes and whatnot. I would have like I could see this movie being some form of a TV show, like maybe not a long running one, but maybe like 2, 3, 4 episodes of.
I was actually gonna mention that I thought, or I think that The Cabin in the Woods could have been a anthology TV series with a new monster in each episode.
Yeah.
Like they could have done like before this fiasco that everyone failed. They could have done like so many different countries' point of view of like, this is this year's for this country and this is this year's for this country and whatnot. And see how they turn up the trope, because like there must be some different tropes based on which country, considering those are very American tropes of characters, considering if you look at the Japan one,
That was just a bunch
they
of kids.
couldn't have been. Yeah, like it must have been a different kind of like rules for them.
Yeah.
And you could explore that into like either a movie or like an anthology movies, because like there's not able to be like a direct sequel, but they could have been like prequels
Oh yeah, definitely.
or like
Or just a
That-
standalone TV
Yeah.
series with a new monster
Based
in
on the
each
world.
episode, a new story, and blah blah blah.
Mm.
But they are connected. The only thing that connects every episode is this underground complex.
Yeah.
it could have been about how they caught the said monsters
That could also be a
for
thing.
their complex without being like tied to everyone must die because otherwise they fail.
Hmm. So something I came to think about. Now, let's say that y'all were standing in that situation where, alright, you either have to kill him or let the world burn. What would you guys do?
Like in that his situation, like I think I would have done it and then feel shit afterwards due to the fact that like
I mean, it's very
it's so many people, you know.
it's very much the what Spock says, like the need of the many outweighs the need of the few.
Yeah.
Now, I believe that humanity is kind of like a cancer lump on Mother Earth. So, yeah, no. I'd let the world burn. I wouldn't even
Like,
feel sorry about it.
Yeah, I actually agree with you, Blue.
Like I do agree, but at the same time I don't think I personally could stand being the sole reason that being
Mm,
that the whole like world goes down.
I mean, it's like 5 minutes of pain, then blissful peace.
Like if I was in the dude situation, let it burn. If I was in the girl situation, I understand why she did what she did, because like
Mm,
I can just think about my relatives and thinking that I'm the cause for them
mm,
going under along with everyone else just because I hate humanity.
yeah.
But yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of to complain about this movie really, and this is really nitpicking,
Mm,
is that they basically spoils the invisible wall gag
yeah.
before
Yeah.
it happens. I mean,
Yeah, like-
the invisible wall gag is fucking hilarious, but I mean, they shouldn't have showed that
Definitely
early in
not.
the movie.
Yeah, because like it felt like they hoped that we would have forgotten and be like, oh yeah, but it felt like you sitting there like there's a wall there, you idiot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and it would have been so much more of like a oh no kind of deal
Yeah,
if you
Then
got
you-
it.
and then you start to
Afterwards.
laugh at it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
But I mean, besides that, I think it's a solid horror comedy. I mean, it takes old cliches and twists them and then starts to run with them.
I mean, this is a movie that is not taking themselves seriously, which they
No.
highly benefit from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the twist that, like, oh, the virgin and the
Yeah,
and the what's his face, the
the fool.
yeah, survives. And not gonna lie, had a massive crush on the fool. Like, man, he cute. He a cutie.
Who?
I never caught his name, but the guy smoking pot. Cause
What the fuck was his name? Marty?
Marty.
yeah, probably. Because I mean, the jock, that's Chris Hemsworth, that's Thor, and
And the geek is like that's Jesse Williams
oh,
from like Grease
oh, okay,
or Grey's Anatomy, I think.
oh,
Grey's Anatomy, I
yeah,
think he's from.
What's it called? It's
Well,
like
I'm a fucking dumbass. I've written down his name here. Jesus
wow.
Christ.
Yeah,
It's
Nice.
it's Morty. It's Morty.
like I can't take Chris Hemsworth in this role because I've seen like the Marvel movies way too much. Like all I see is Thor with a shaved head. Now, granted, Chris is almost always great in his roles. Like he. And I hate how they twisted him from being this, like, I believe they say that he's a socionomical. No. He's a. What's it called? He is studying to become a very, very smart person. And then
Yeah.
they just turn him into being this, like, jughead, and it's. No.
Yeah, but that is what we were talking about earlier. They start off as normal people, and then they gets turned into stupid horror movie characters.
I know, but it's like,
I think they could have
yeah.
shown that more even of how like they change from being these actual random sets of people.
They could have drawn that out a little bit.
Because like the only things we get really with Chris's character Kurt is like him recommending books like these are more interesting books about these like convoluted topics and whatnot, and then Marty mentioning it like, hey, he's actually studying to become something.
Yeah.
Like he's not this kind of dude.
I mean, they could have
And it's
definitely shown like the gas they used a little bit more to really like lift that this is what's going on, because he goes from being this kind of like smart dude to becoming a douchebag, and they blame it on, oh, he drinks beer. Yeah, but that, like, I don't know, like, I definitely feel like they could have put it more into, like, oh.
I think that it is the place that changes them, and that they just blame it to have something to explain it on because they don't understand the situation. And I don't think him being actually drunk was the reason.
No, but it's like,
Him
they
becoming
do
that
show
way.
it, like, when they're going together to, like, block up the walls and whatnot, there's like, oh, we should stay together, and then they release this gas, and it's like, oh no, what are we doing? We should split up to cover more ground. And that's why they start getting killed, and that's kind of like the problem for me. They should have shown more of like when they're using the gas to show that, oh, this is what's going on.
Or like, or whatever they do, or like explain it like, yeah, you set up the beer that they bought with this dumbification thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
yeah,
I think that gag when which you just described, Blue, when they were like, yeah, we need to stick together, and then 5 seconds later, no, we need to split up. I think that gag is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and the fact that it's working on not only his character but everyone else's, because they're like, oh yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah. And Marty being like immune, be like, what the actual fuck is going on?
Yeah.
That's the most stupidest thing.
Yeah, and the explanation why he isn't affected is pretty out there as well.
Like, he's a stoner, so...
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like, is he the first stoner that they get to kill?
Probably, but
didn't they explain it like there was something with his weed that blocked the gases effects or something?
Yeah, it was something like that. And it still feels like in all the years they have done this, like it has never happened before with someone being immune due to their like weed consumption. like it's a small nitpick again, but yeah, definitely do enjoy the movie. Like despite those like, it's more things like you like the movie, but at the same time you can be like, it could have done this better, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's effortlessly entertaining, and I mean, it is what it is.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, what else to mention? I am totally blacked out.
I really like the reveal ending with and like I said, if you haven't seen the movie, go and do it now before you continue on listening. The small cameo of Sigourney Weaver as the director.
Yeah.
I really like her explanation when she tells Dana and Marty about the ritual and in which order they had to die to please the ancient ones or whatever they were called.
Yeah.
She the whore, the athlete, the scholar, the fool, the virgin, and Dana's like me, virgin, and the director is like, we work with what we have.
Yeah. It's hard to find virgins at your age these days.
Considering kids getting pregnant like 12, jeez.
But yeah, it didn't take itself overtly seriously, but it did put in like the effort to make the idea that they wanted to put out there work. Regardless.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't spoof the horror genre. It's more like a celebration of the horror genre.
Yeah.
Even though they are having fun with it.
It's kind of like romance comedies poking fun at itself with their very obvious like tropes and whatnot.
Yeah.
And everything. Not as aware as this one is, but you know, I think a lot of genres do this kind of thing. Not necessarily to the same degree and success, but yeah, it's good to be aware of like things like this, I think, to some degree. And like them still making it a bloody slasher shows that they do it out of love and not doing it out of like a fuck you, like these tropes suck ass, and more like, hey, what if we did it so that these tropes have a reason of being tropes.
I mean, I love it when they open up the like the boxes and lets out all the monsters, and they're basically like, oh fuck. And then the bloodbath begins. It's so good. And just like seeing so many monsters and like different big creatures from the movies, like and all the thought put into the ancient horrors, like the massive snake and whatnot. Love that. They're definitely.
I love that they have a killer unicorn in
there.
Yeah,
I was like, why the fuck would this random ass unicorn just suddenly stab people? Because like when you think unicorn, you think this magnificent horse thing with horns to get out of its heads, and it's like so friendly and nice and whatnot. And then it's like,
I think that's exactly the reason why.
Yeah, and then it's like,
to be honest.
stab. It's not like he stabs him once. It's like several times too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And like that's so like funny that they have like these so many different like beasts and out of nowhere just a unicorn.
Yeah. It's like you have your werewolves,
like fully
and
white
vampires,
unicorn as well.
And like massive bat and
wraiths.
And that weird like robot thing, and then a unicorn.
Yeah.
Like the robot thing made more sense than unicorn. But I'll take it. It's funny as fuck. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Did you guys, by the way, catch the Left 4 Dead 2 characters in the cells?
No, didn't see them.
I did not. I am not aware of the monsters that are in the game.
I wasn't paying too much attention.
If you look closely, you can see. I think it's the tank, the boomer, the witch, the smoker, and the hunter.
Oh,
I think.
Yeah. And
there's a reason for it. I'll come back to it
Yeah.
in trivia later on. But
Yeah. Yeah. And like they didn't pull any punches
No, definitely not.
with it, and that was very nice.
Yeah.
But should we, before we continue talking about it, give it a rating?
Sure.
Let's start with the oldest first, Joseph.
Yeah, the ancient
The
one.
ancient one.
Oh, wow! Talk about kicking me while I'm laying down.
we both had the same thought and we both went for it swinging.
Oh man, we need a high five when we meet next time. That was
Great
cool.
mind think
Oh,
alike.
yeah.
But yes, ancient one, do continue.
Thanks, I guess. I will. I will give this a 9 out of 10. And
Nice.
I don't know why I don't give it a 10 out of 10. Well, it's a 9 out of 10 movie for me. There's no real particular reason why I won't give it a 10
Yeah,
out
you
of
don't
10.
need a reason all the time.
Like I said, there are also nitpicks here and there, which
Yeah.
drags down the rating a little bit for me. But yeah, 9 out of 10.
Blue?
It's a 5 out of 10. Like, I've watched it quite a few times. I definitely enjoy it. Now, one thing I could think about to make it, like, even better is probably, like, smoking some pot or something while watching it. I think the movie would definitely be way more
That
fun.
would be interesting.
Oh,
That
yeah.
would be interesting.
But yeah, it's just a 5 out of 10. Like, it's good. It's a good time. It's like, if I don't feel like paying attention to a movie, but I still want to watch a movie, it's definitely one of those. It's,
Yeah. Well, for me, I think I'm gonna go more with Joseph, but I will have like 8 out of 10. Like, it's a really fun and entertaining movie, and like no particular reason for why it's not 10, because like I don't know, like it is a great movie, but it's not 10 out of 10 movie, but it is up there.
yeah.
And like small nitpicks, yeah. Like I think you have that for like every movie you watch, even the 10 out of 10 ones you have. But yeah.
It's a great popcorn movie.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. Like if you don't know what horror movie to pick, you just pick this one.
I think it honestly might be one of those movies, like, it's a good introduction to horror movies. Like, if you have a friend that's kind of skittish and you want to like introduce them to like the horror movie genre, it might be a good way to start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would
Like-
say so. I would say so.
Yeah, if they are like not skittish about like blood and whatnot, it is a good way to start.
The thing is, this movie isn't that bloody until the very end.
Yeah. And like
Yeah.
the bloody part is basically just one major scene. And if you're
Yeah.
that like skittish of blood, you can always look away and have whoever you're watching with tell you like, all right, it's okay. You like the blood is gone now, because the scene where she gets attacked by a werewolf isn't, in comparison, that bloody.
No, like you can just almost skip the whole thing and like not miss a lot
Yeah.
at that point, because a lot that has happened major plot point wise has already happened.
Yeah. So, do you guys have any like favorite scenes?
Favorite thing? I think it's just the whole bloodbath part.
Same.
Yeah,
When
the
that's
hell breaking loose part.
yeah, like that satisfies my bloodlust.
I think the scene when they go down into the basement is really
Oh
effective.
yeah, that's also
Yeah,
that's also very nice.
it's a good one. Like, what the fuck is going on, and figuring out like, oh shit, someone or something is actually like plotting to kill us. And in that scene, like, how would you guys think? Like, what would your first idea or like thought be? Would you want to go down or would you want to stay there?
I would get the fuck out of there
Because like,
before I do anything
Well, they've all-
else.
Well, they have already tried that several times.
yeah.
No, not by that point.
Ah, yeah.
I mean,
It's
they
just
did try
before
and
it-
drive, but the road exploded.
Yeah, the tunnel. Yeah, but I'm talking about the scene when they go down and find
With the trinkets.
When they find the diary. There are a lot of stuff down there.
Yeah, before anything else started. Yeah, no, there,
Yeah.
right there, I would bolt. Like, going down there, like, this is not good. like seeing
Like,
a
if it's understandable that those characters stay due to the weird gases, but if I was like Marty, I would be like, I don't know about you guys, but if you don't get in the car, I'm leaving your
Yeah.
asses.
like, fuck that.
Because that is creepy as F.
Yeah, because, like, what I was thinking is the scene when they get into the elevator and is like, would you go down into the facility or would you stay in the elevator and just pray that whatever is trying to kill you? Yeah.
I feel like at that point, like, you already know that it's certain death where you are at that point, and you know that you can't get out. And the only logical next step is to go down, because down there is a possible way out.
That's fair.
Because you don't know what is down there. So, like, stay here or die, go down there and die is like, yeah, not
You
a
take
lot
your
of
losses.
varied options. Yeah, and at that point, like, you might as well be curious. And at the very least go down swinging at, like, the people that
Yeah.
have caused it.
Like you swung at me.
Yeah. Yeah, I did, old man. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like everything we have to say about the movie, because I mean, it's a good movie. There's not a lot to pick at or like.
Yeah.
The hardest movies to review, at least for me,
Are the most
is,
popular ones.
No, the hardest movies to review for me is the movies that I think are really fucking good.
Yeah. Like, unless they're like a guilty pleasure kind of like, it's very hard to like talk about it.
Yeah.
Unless you have like a tangible thing that you can like talk in depth about why you like it.
Yeah.
Unless you have that, which you don't usually have for like a lot of like the movies we talk about, at least for me, which do make it hard like talk about it. Like, yeah, it's great. Now what?
Yeah.
Other than like
Yeah.
a movie you don't like, because then you can't rant about how much you hate it and why you hate it, because it's easier to like talk about the things you
Yeah,
do
it's,
not
it's
like rather
way
than the
easier
things
to
you
talk
like.
about a trash movie or a weird movie. It's
Oh yeah,
like As God's Will. That was a weird movie, and that was easy to talk about because there was a lot of weird things going on that you could discuss, or cultural things you could discuss. While, for example, like Alien or Halloween, they're Chef's Kiss. They're so fucking good, and you're like, well, I think the movie's good. Now what?
yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's hard. Man, life is hard. First world problems.
But yeah, shall we, now that we have said our pieces about the movie, should we move on to some small trivia?
Let's.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, we can at least start off with that last year the movie officially became 10 years old.
Oh man, we're old.
Oh yeah.
Time flies by.
Yeah, we're almost
yeah.
in the grave.
Yeah.
I mean, at least Joseph.
Hey.
He was about our age at that time, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was about 25. And
Yeah,
you're
like that's
25
old.
now. I'm 26. Jesus.
Yeah. But yeah, moving on, like the movie had an estimated budget of like $30 million and it grossed about 14 million in the opening weekend in the US and Canada alone. And it has seen an estimate of $70 million that is worldwide altogether.
Not bad.
So yeah, it gained what it got a lot back.
Yeah, it gained about a little bit over the double they put out.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And something that we have not mentioned in the movie is like the thermal mug, coffee mug.
Oh my god, yes.
Bong
Oh yeah.
that
That's fucking gold.
Martin has, and that shit apparently it is fully functional, and the prototype alone cost around $5,000 to make.
Oh, Jesus.
Just a prototype.
I mean, it's some cool shit.
Yeah, like it's very nice, and it's not over the top, but at the same time it is in a way by being normal.
Yeah.
Saying as if I am like extremely knowledgeable about bongs, which I'm not.
Yeah, sure you are.
But yeah, as we earlier mentioned, it has a lot of Easter eggs if you look for them, such as in the movie apparently he is called Hell Lord, which is based on one of the Cenobites from Hellraiser.
I think
Or
it's
Shadow.
based on a Cenobite from Hellraiser 3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they had a lot of weird Cenobites later in the movies.
Yeah, and something we also didn't touch upon, the special effects and the special makeup was very well done for this movie. And said
Some of the CGI is a bit dated, but I mean the movie is over 10 years old, so
yeah, I think if you have a consideration of the time it was made, it holds up.
Yeah.
In that kind of sense. And the special effects makeup was made by Heather Langenkamp. Langenkamp, which is she is best known from the final girl of The Nightmare on Elm Street, and she and her husband actually has a company, the AFX Studio, together, which specializes in special effects makeup. Which is pretty neat. I did not know that, for example.
yeah, and she used a pseudonym in this movie, Heather L. Anderson.
Yeah, and that was most of what I had Did you have anything else, Joseph?
I got a couple of things
The
here.
lore master.
Principal photography began on March 9th, 2009 in Vancouver and concluded in May 2009. Drew Goddard and Joss Whedon wrote the screenplay for themselves after both came off failed film projects. They basically locked themselves up in a hotel room and in order to challenge themselves, they wrote almost the entire script in one weekend.
Whoa.
And both of these gentlemen had worked with each other on both Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel as writers before.
Nice.
Director co-writer Drew Goddard had previously, besides Buffy and Angel, he had previously written Cloverfield from 2008, which is a movie I fucking hate. And he went on to write the screenplay for World War Z in 2013. And The Cabin in the Woods was his directorial debut. Producer co-writer Joss Whedon had previously written Toy Story from 1995.
That's a very
different.
very big leap.
Yeah.
Alien Resurrection from 1997, and he went on to direct and write The Avengers from 2012 and Avengers Age of Ultron from 2015. And he also wrote the screenplay for Zack Snyder's Justice League from 2017. The movie's opening was a deliberate attempt by Goddard and Whedon to confuse the audience and make them think they walked in to see the wrong movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
I mean,
Yeah.
when you start the movie and the first thing you see is people sitting in a office, you definitely did I really start the right movie here, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The failed rituals from the other countries are references to other horror movies, such as Ringu the Ring, which is the Kyoto ritual, which Zombie mentioned earlier. Buenos Aires ritual is a reference to King Kong. The Stockholm ritual is a reference to John Carpenter's The Thing.
Huh.
And the Madrid ritual appears to reference Dracula.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
According to director co-writer Drew Goddard, in the We Are Not Who We Are feature on the DVD, which I watched, the role for the director was from the beginning meant for a man. But when it was time to cast a role, they decided to cast a woman instead, and the role went to Sigourney Weaver, who in turn was excited to finally be in a film that featured a werewolf for some reason.
Well, who doesn't want to be in a movie with a werewolf?
Yeah. Really big puppies.
I found some sources that was saying that Bruce Campbell, who of course was the star of the Evil Dead franchise, were considered for the role of the director, but he was unavailable. And a third source I found about the matter mentioned that Jamie Lee Curtis was also considered for the role. But according to Goddard, in the DVD feature I was watching, Weaver were their first choice. First and only choice. So I don't know if the thing with Jamie Lee Curtis has any truth to it, but
I mean,
take it
I
as
can
you will.
see Bruce Campbell definitely be asked, considering, like, who he is as
The
a
Evil Dead
person, and
aspect.
like he likes weird movies. He never takes himself seriously.
Yeah.
So like I can definitely see him. But yeah, no, I could see Curtis do this role. But I think Weaver did it really well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the last thing
with the Evil Dead.
Huh?
No, with the
What?
no the game, the last.
Yeah. The last thing I got here, it is about Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead. That's the name. That's the bitch.
That's the bitch, bruh.
Okay. A tie-in of the film with the video game Left 4 Dead 2 had been planned, with the game seeing downloadable content based on the movie's settings, where players would have to fight their way through the woods, cabin, and the facility from the movie. But due to MGM's financial problems at the time, the game content was cancelled, but Valve allowed the studio to use monsters from Left 4 Dead 2 to populate the monster cells at the end of the film.
Oh, that's sad.
Wasn't it?
I'm a huge fan of Left 4 Dead, and I would have loved to play through a level like that. That would have been so much fun. Oh well.
Would have been cool if they included other monsters in that campaign as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, him being attacked by a giant werewolf or that massive bat. Like. Oh,
Yeah.
man, that would be
Or
fun.
that's Aquaman.
Oh yeah.
The mermaid.
Merman.
The merman.
Merman.
That merman was disgusting. Like, when you think,
But also it was.
like when you think merman and like you think like Ariel and
Aquaman.
shit like that. Not what the fuck that was. That was like, that was more fish than man. Oh man. Anyways.
Yeah, that was the last thing I had.
Cool.
Nice. But yeah, if there is anything else and any like speculations about the movie, who the ancient ones are and whatnot, there are tons and tons of videos about it out there due to the popularity of it that can go like way more in depth than we ever could about it.
I mean, the information I just read out here, it was a piss in the sea compared to all the shit I found. So
yeah, like there are tons of videos to go watch and listen to. So we recommend that you do that in case you want more trivia about it.
Yeah.
But that being said, before we say goodbye to the good people, what are we playing out with, and what will next episode's movie be?
We are playing out with Iggy Pop, She's a Business. And since I know what Ogge's pick will be, I change the subgenre I was gonna choose. So
is it not your pick next time?
Yeah, it's my pick next time, but I know what he has chosen for his pick, and I don't wanna pick a movie from the same subgenre as him.
So want to be a little bit more diverse here.
Yeah.
I got you.
I was thinking I could say a quote from the trailer for the pick I've chosen. There's nothing nice about murder, and there is nothing innocent about child's play.
Nice! I think I know what we're watching. Oh, come on. Tell me, what is it? Is it what I think it is?
Child's Play.
Yes! Yes! We're watching a great
Yeah.
movie!
We're going back to 1988 to kick off the Chucky series.
Oh, fuck yes!
Nice.
We're watching a good movie. We're watching a good movie.
You're saying it like the Pick Eye shows was.
I mean, comparing to Child's Play.
Yeah, fair,
Finally.
fair.
Then I finally have a reason for me to force Gray to actually watch Child's Play.
It's been like so long, like it's been mentioned a lot, I feel, in this podcast, yet we have never actually talked about it.
Give me just 1 second.
Well, we have talked about it, but we haven't done an episode on it.
Yeah, we have mentioned
No.
it a few times. Sorry, my dog
Yeah.
wanted to be.
And it's serious.
Yeah, the baby you wanted to be in the episode. Yes, you did. It's sad that we don't
But-
use cameras while recording, because then everyone would see my 25 kilos German Shepherd sitting in my lap. Like a baby.
Yeah. But it is now time to say goodbye to the good people.
Yeah. Goodbye, good people. Don't forget to subscribe.
Thanks for listening. Hopefully we'll hear from you in the next episode. Take care, everyone.
Goodbye, good people. Thanks for listening. Hopefully we'll hear from you in the next episode. Peace.